So a couple of nights ago, I was changing my 11-month-old daughter's diaper. It was messy. Do I have your attention? When I do this, or just about anything around my daughter, I have the habit of narrating the whole to-do. I'm taking off your diaper. Not sure why I do this, I just do it. And I grabbed the little wipey out of the thing, and it's gonna be cold on your little butt. Right then my wife pokes her head in the room and she goes, "Don't say the word butt in front of her. It's not polite. Say bum." See, my wife is Canadian, and they speak the Queen's English in Canada. So they refer to it as bum. Supposedly this is more polite. Now, I've never really understood why bum might be considered more polite. In my view, you could actually offend some people with that. I mean, think about all the hobos and vagabonds out there who might think, hey, you're using a word that is used to describe my profession to describe your derriere, right? But with the word butt, who are you really offending? A cigarette? Come on, they don't have feelings. So this little episode with my wife got me thinking, or brought back a memory, a really striking memory from high school. My favorite teacher was our art director, Mr. Pride. That was really his name, and he lived up to it. He went as far as to make these big, huge, hot pink buttons for every one of his students that said, "I'm a Mr. Pride fan," right on the button. We were supposed to wear them to class. If that isn't the definition of hubris, I don't know what is. Everybody loved him for it, though. He had one of those personalities that was larger than life. When he walked in the room, everybody wanted to be near him and wanted to listen to what he was going to say. One of his favorite parts of class was when he had the opportunity to critique everyone's artwork. He'd be looking at someone's little clay sculpture. Who influenced you on this? Gumby? He'd say. And inevitably the kid would say something like, well, yeah, but... And that would set him off. Yeah, but... Yeah, but what is that? Yeah, you agree with me? But you don't agree with me? That's contradictory, he'd say. That's wishy-washy. If you agree with me, or if you disagree with me, say no. Don't sugarcoat it. Ironically, this was the most memorable English lesson that I ever received in high school, and I got it in sculpture class. The word "but" is often misused or overused, or just, it should probably be eliminated completely from our language. By definition, "but" is what we call a conjunction. Who here remembers Schoolhouse Rock from when we were kids, right? The little cartoon in the mornings. Conjunction, junction, what's your function, right? That was the whole little story behind that. A conjunction is a word that connects two clauses in the same sentence. But is one of the weaker conjunctions out there. It puts a negative tone on things compared to its much stronger sibling, and. And adds things to a sentence. When you put "but" as a conjunction, by nature, it detracts a little bit from the first clause in a sentence. I'll give you an example that might come up in your business. You could say to people, "We provide great service, but at a fraction of the cost." Not bad, right? Sounds like a pretty normal tagline. But, you could say, you could say as well, "We provide great service and at a fraction of the cost." Do you hear the subtle difference there? When you say "but" in the first sentence, you're saying, "We do this great thing, but we do it at a discount." Almost as if like, it's a little cheaper version. It's just as good, kinda. It's cheaper. That's the real thing, it's cheaper. When you put the "and" in there, you're saying, you get this great thing, and as an added bonus, you also get this other thing. So it's from a marketing standpoint, that's a great idea. Another example is if you were to say, I'd really like to do more marketing for my business, but I have a really limited budget. Or you could say, I'd really like to do some more marketing for my business, and I've got a limited budget. I think you can all recognize the difference there. The but in the first sentence basically says, can't. I'd like to do this, I can't because of this. With the and in there, I'd like to do this, and I recognize that there's a limitation. However, I can probably figure out a way around that or through that or to work within it. It's a way of really becoming more positive and thinking about things from a better perspective to get things done. I think it would be great if we could just eliminate the word but completely from our vocabulary. Realistic or not, I think it's a good goal for people to have. You could just start listening to your speech as you're saying it yourselves. Anytime you think you're about to say the word but, or you hear yourself saying it, mentally or actually verbally change that to and see how it changes the perspective of the people that you're talking to and how they hear what you're saying. As well, when you hear other people speaking and they use the word but, you can mentally swap it out for the word and. When you do that, you will be surprised at how easy it is for you to start seeing their perspective from a totally different perception of your own. Now, as saying all of this, I know it's hard to think that you could eliminate the word but from your language completely, but I'm willing to give it a try. I'm willing to give it a try, and I'm willing to give it a try. See, it's not as easy as it sounds. Though we don't need to be perfect, right? It gets me thinking about my wife's original conversation with me about the word but, though. And I guess if I'm going to try to eliminate it from what I'm going to say, I guess I can refrain from using the word but when I refer to my cute little baby girl's tushy. Thanks. Woo!